So I get a lot of people asking me about socialism, capitalism, how it's got to do with business. So today I'm going to share everything that I have in mind. So obviously there was the election right now in the US. A lot of people ask me what are my thoughts, what it's going to look like. Well, to be completely honest, I don't give a shit. If you're an entrepreneur and you're wasting more than like 1 hour a week on listening, watching news and learning about politics, it's like, what are you doing, man? Whatever happens in politics can't affect you directly. Like, there's only so much you can control. If they're going to change the tax situation in the US right now, like, what can you do about it? Are you in control of it? Unless you're like 65 years old right now and you're watching my video, which most of my audience isn't, and maybe you decided, you know what, I want to go to politics, that's my thing, I want to do this, then please don't waste your time on it. Now, I will share with you in this video what are my thoughts in general and how I look at this world of capitalism, socialism, right? There's a lot of people and messages that I'm getting of what are my views and people want to understand, so I'll share a little bit about this today. And it's funny, you see all those debates out there between social party and someone who's capitalist, and it's really funny to see that, because in the end of the day, my reality, my story is that the truth is always somewhere in the middle. I don't care what debate you're listening to, everyone thinks that whatever they have to say is right? I never found someone who's debating and isn't fully certain that what he's saying is the most important and right thing to say. Right? Everyone thinks they're right in the end of the day. But in the end of the day, there is no right or wrong in life in general. There is no right or wrong, but our thinking make it so. Whatever you think is right or wrong, there is no such thing, right or wrong. If you want to look at it in a better way, like you need to go and rise above the debates and rise above the right or left. There is no right or wrong. Right is whatever your mind is thinking, or whatever that person is specifically thinking right now, because it's right to him. And you can't argue his reality. And in the end of the day, when you see the world, if you want to kind of like anticipate what's going to happen in the future, usually the world, like this universe in general, will find itself back to neutrality, to balance. Like, I'm not surprised at all that Trump kind of like lost right now to someone who's like Biden is like the opposite of Trump. Why? Because he's so extreme to this side and Biden is like the opposite. Like, life got a balance in the end of the day. Those are the rules of the universe. Now, are there things that I personally prefer in some of those, rules out there? Well, obviously, like all of us have our thoughts, the way that we grew up, those things shaped our mind, and obviously it makes us kind of like inclined to think in a specific way. For example, my thought process says that small business is the backbone of any economy. And without small business, you wouldn't even have governments. You wouldn't even have all those weird debates out there. Just no one will pay them otherwise. They wouldn't have where to take money from. So do I think it's important to keep incentivizing small business owners? Yes, 100%. They're taking so much risk, and in the end of the day, you want to see someone's action, show me his incentive. And guess what? If you're going to tax small business more, what do you think they're going to do? You think they'll have any motivation to innovate more? And yeah, there are people out there who say, hey, business owners need to share everything they made, everything's got to be equal. But what about the risk that the business owner took? Is that equal to the risk that someone else took? Business owner isn't about innovation, it's about taking risk to create something better and beautiful in the world. Obviously, I'm not saying that all of the people out there and business owners are like that, but in general, capitalism, that's what it's all about. It's about creating innovation and bringing new things and new ideas and new products into the market. You wouldn't have amazing cars out there if there wasn't innovation. Like, you wouldn't have such a great iPhone right now. The iPhone wouldn't continue to become better and better without the incentive to innovate and make things better. And that's what business does. Business is all about innovation. And unfortunately, it's threatening people for some reason, because I think just people don't like change. People always try to go back to certainty, to comfort. That's just our mind. That's our mind nature. He's always looking for comfort. And I've heard a lot of people say that business is evil, and I mean, it depends on the business, depends on the person. Yeah, you see people out there selling cigarettes, companies out there selling cigarettes. Is it bad? It is bad for people, but at the same time, you see amazing businesses out there that creating lots of values to people. So I don't know, a lot of people say business is bad and business owners always have wrong and bad motives and motivations. And I totally disagree with that, because business in the end of the day is not just about maximizing profits. You can't stay in business for long unless it's creating value for people. Now, you can disagree on the value, like cigarettes, but there wouldn't be a business out there that survives unless that business is providing value to someone. Think about that for a second. And yeah, through value creation, profits comes, but value comes first. Profit is only secondary to value. And I really do believe that business can have a place for higher purpose, and it's much more than just greed and let's make more money. While at the same time, I do think and know that greed is part of human nature. But aren't there a lot of greedy people in politics and government and law and legal? You know, you see good people and less good people everywhere. Like I said, it's part of our human nature. People say we all need to love each other equally, but it's almost like fighting our human nature. We can't love everyone around us equally. You love your kids more than you love random people on the street. Fortunately or unfortunately, that's just our human nature. So to say that this is unfair is just going against human nature. But the beauty in capitalism, in the right capitalism, is that it can be a win-win scenario for everyone. No one needs to lose when it's done in the right way, when the business is valuable for everyone involved. Customers winning by getting better, cheaper products. Employees are winning by having jobs and ways to improve their career, and no one is forcing them to work there. Suppliers in the business obviously win, otherwise they wouldn't even make that exchange. Investors win, otherwise they wouldn't make investments obviously. And society wins because it creates the money that go back into society from the government, etc. The right capitalism lifts society up. It's creating win-win-win scenarios for everyone. And I think the last thing you want to do is to find an entrepreneur who worked so hard to make money, you know, to make something out of itself and tell him, hey, we're going to take all of your money now. I don't think you can build society around this because incentive matters. Sometimes there's negative associations to more profits and big monopolies and stuff like that. And obviously there's got to be some right regulation in there, right? Like you see in all the big companies out there today, right? With Facebook and Twitter and Google. So what's right or wrong? How to regulate them? Yes, I think we do need to find solutions. Easier said than done, of course, right? Who knows what's right there, right? So I do agree that there's some good arguments on that end, right? Like I said, in every debate, there's some good argument in every side. Everyone thinks they're right. There is no right or wrong, like a definite right or wrong in this world, right? Thinking make it so. Everyone think that they are right. But if you rise above it, you understand that everyone is right. There is no wrong. Everything is as it should be. Different opinions, different thoughts, different people. That's life. But all I know is that if you take desire and incentive to improve and make things better and support entrepreneurs who are willing to take the risk and innovate and do bigger, better things in their sectors and society, it can't work. We wouldn't live in such great life today compared to, think about it, 100 years ago, right? You have electricity, you have air conditioner, you have flights, you have cars, you have all those different things online, the online world. Think about all those amazing things that you have access to right now, that you're taking for granted right now. You wouldn't have those without good capitalism and innovation, period. So what's right here? Who knows, right? But all I know is that entrepreneurship is right. I know that people in the government, they need to learn from entrepreneurs. All I know is that most problems are actually government problems. They're not entrepreneurs' problems. Elon Musk is trying to do better in this world. He doesn't run, I don't know how many companies right now because he have to. Elon Musk does it because he needs to, because that's his purpose, to give back, to share, to grow, to innovate, to create things from nothing. But when you take that ability to do those things and you take it from young entrepreneurs who want to innovate and do better things and create, you almost take the joy out of their life, right? If you don't give them incentive and have a way to play in this game. And it's funny to see that people call Elon Musk a fool. Seriously, a fool? The guy's running, I don't know how many businesses in different sectors where someone else would need to sacrifice his life for just one sector to even get to Elon Musk's shoes. He's doing it in like 4 or I don't even know how many sectors now, right? How can you call someone like that a fool? Jeff Bezos' motto when he grew Amazon his first value is clients first. We put the client first. When they used to do board meetings and meetings for Amazon, they used to have an empty chair for their client. He didn't grow Amazon by taking away from people. He always thought about people. He did it by providing better value, better products, cheaper products, better service and delivery. That's how he grew Amazon, not by being greedy. I think the conclusion is that humanity isn't perfect, life isn't perfect. And I don't know if there is such thing as perfect system. Truth is that there is no one truth. There is no perfection. Different opinions, different thoughts, that's perfection, and eventually somehow everything will come back to balance. All I know is that I'll continue to focus on my happiness, the people around me, happiness, my clients, my people, my society, and everyone that hopefully I come in touch with. I'll focus on us and what we can do better, to just serve for the sake of serving, to just play for the sake of playing, to just give and grow and share and love and enjoy. And that's what life is about in the end of the day. And in regards to everything else, I'll just let everyone else fight about it.